I will be answering any questions you might have. I'm going to walk down to the beach now. I'll just show you my walk. May lose video signal. I have it behind me. My house is about 8 meters above sea level or so. So anyway, I'm repainting my house. It's green there on the top, and the bottom is yellow. We're going to repaint the entire house a matcha green. It's going to look nice. Green and white area, fishing village, and I grow a lot of vegetables. I have 23 different fruit trees on my property here, and we grow gardening, and we have baboy and chickens, and I have a well here. I built my first well. And I was talking to someone the other day about gold prospecting, because I used to prospect for gold in California. My favorite area was Winter Haven, Yuma and Winter Haven area. A lot of placer gold there. But you see my well I dug here. This is my first well. It's about a 4-foot diameter by 9 meters deep. This was all dug by hand, and even through the solid rock was dug with chisel and hammer. This one guy dug my entire well. Took him about 3 months because the rock here is extremely hard. Then up here I have a water tank. This is a water catchment tank, and also where they do laundry. I use the water catchment tank. It's a 10 by 10 tank, 10 feet high, 10 feet wide by 10 feet. And I use this to hold rainwater. Okay, I'm gonna walk back up a minute before I take off and go down the beach. James, huh? Okay, I apologize for that. I don't have anyone online right now anyway, but I just had to take a quick break, and I'm gonna grab a drink. Look at all this delicious food they're preparing. Caldereta for my birthday party. Here we have a chicken they're thawing now to prepare it. This, not sure if anybody knows what that is. I'm sure some of you will recognize it. The pot of red came from the baboy when we discharged the baboy. So, and in here we're cooking, and this is the head of the baboy, cooking beautiful in my oven. I've got it set at 200 degrees. I'm at 200 degrees Celsius. Okay, and I'm cooking this baboy. I'm cooking for a couple hours here. I may even lower the temp down to about 180 and just let him slow cook even slower. But he's doing wonderful. The baboy's cooking good. It's going to take about 4 hours to cook everything on him. Just the head here. And then everyone is preparing foods and buko salad. I've got ladies out here. Here's my lovely wife out here in the pink. And we've got a lot of help from the neighbors. They're doing all the preparation for the food. They're working out here, cooking. We have a big outdoor kitchen out here, a grill. And the fire, it's cooking over the open fire. You can see down here. See it down there? Yeah, the fire's going. Okay, that's our laundry, one of our laundry areas, also motorcycle storage area, keep everything dry. But right now they're doing a lot of food preparation. They've got, I see the meat already there, cooked. So when you're having a birthday party and you live in the province, a lot of people are going to come. Hello, welcome Scott. Hi HD, glad you could join me over here on my channel. Thank you very much. Happy birthday from Scott. I appreciate it, Scott, so much. We're going to enjoy our birthday today. They're preparing everything. James went to the beach to set up his Starlink Mini, so I'd have better Wi-Fi. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk on down to the beach now. I'll just set up on the beach down there. As long as it's not raining, I'll be okay. Okay. They're making balloons. My son's your balloon. I'll show you my son in a minute. He's really cool. 4-year-old. He's right at that age where he's just adorable, you know? MJ, come say hi. Say hi. It's my son, MJ. Hi, he knows how to dance, huh? Very good, MJ. I'm going to walk down the beach. They're putting up the happy birthday. 5, I wish. It's going to be 65 when they're done. Oh boy, 65 years old. Go down too much. We're still live. Good.
Can you make HD a moderator here? HD, if you could help us out, sometimes help Michael out with the controls.
HD, are you still here with us?
Hopefully. I'm not getting anything though. I'm not
Hold on. I have Scott Smiley. HD, hi.
I'm not seeing.
You're younger than
There
James.
it is. There it is. There
Thank
we
you,
go.
David. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. James is just getting me started in this. And like I discussed with him, it's not about the money of YouTube, guys. It's we have plenty of money. We're doing fine over here. The thing about YouTube is we just want to share our experiences with you guys.
You've been using
know,
Facebook, and I noticed
I do.
you're just spilling a lot of information on Facebook, and
Yeah.
it gets lost a lot of times on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah, I know.
If you put it on YouTube, it's going to have more of a shelf life.
Right, exactly. And that's what's important, I think, about the YouTube
Yeah.
is I'm dumping it on expat sites, on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you know, you get all the negativity too in most of the sites. The one I'm a moderator in is the Positive Conservative Expats in the Philippines.
Can you make I would recommend making HD a moderator if he'll accept.
Yeah, HD, can you become a managing moderator for me for my YouTube page? Would you mind becoming a moderator for me?
Because like when we were online earlier, how many trolls? I mean, there must have been about 20 trolls.
Yeah, Scott, the mini's back up.
It's either one guy with 20 different handles and IP addresses, or there's 20 different guys. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, and so fast at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mini's here. He set it right up here on the beach. Just hooked it up to my 12-volt battery. We're good.
So at first I hooked it up I set it up by this tree here.
Ah.
At the end of this tree trunk. It
Right.
didn't work. It was too close to this
Right.
foliage.
So now it's good. It's wide open.
Yeah, over there,
Beautiful.
we got signal.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're really enjoying ourselves now. Oh, here's my other. I forgot to pick you up. I'm so sorry.
About PE,
Yeah.
my temporary grade is already 91.
Wow.
Temporary.
Wow.
The other things yet, like music, art,
It's early. What time is it right now?
I don't know.
Let me see. 11:03. You're home early.
I know.
Usually I go pick up Micah. She's a high schooler, 7th grade. I go pick her up on the motorcycle. I bought her a motorcycle, so I let her drive on her little Honda Beat and to and from school. And I'm riding with her, so,
Papa, it's not time.
and I usually have one hand on the handlebar, let her control the throttle.
Papa, it's
Oh, my son. Let me see. Let me see, son.
So she's already got a motorcycle and she's in the 7th grade.
Yeah, grade 7.
I told Karen,
Honda Beat.
one of my friends back in the U.S. that
ahead.
actually made friends with Karen over Facebook.
Yeah,
And Mary Ross is her name. A co-worker, a friend up from northern Missouri.
right?
She's a farmer. Her father's rancher, mother and father are ranchers, got
Right.
a big farm. Her boy took the pickup truck like farm boys do, and he got in an accident, and somebody
Right.
got killed.
Right.
They were putting her in jail for 4 years.
Man.
That lady done nothing her whole life but work
Well,
hard.
here, you know, I'm sure if my daughter were to ride
Yeah.
by herself and hit somebody, have an accident,
Uh-huh.
we have to pay the medical
You'd
bill.
pay the medical
You don't get
bill.
thrown in jail.
They're
You
not
got to
gonna-
pay the medical
That's
bill.
what I'm saying. She's the salt of the earth. She's one of the good people, and they're putting her in jail for 4
Wow.
years.
Wow.
Karen knows Mary over the internet.
She should get probation, though.
Yeah, she hopefully, but
Just
they
family?
sentenced her to 4 years.
She'll get probation out of it,
Hopefully.
more than likely. We hope anyway.
Yeah.
We get a lot of negative comments, you guys. Oh,
You got to make HD.
you have to assign it, Michael. If you're good with it, okay, HD, I'll get you on there right
HD
now.
is one of the best.
I'm going to get him on here right now. I really appreciate it. That is moderator, managing
Yeah.
moderator. Okay, HD, thank you very much. You're now a managing moderator for my channel.
HD, we got to stop. I think we're going to have to go back to something like a zero tolerance policy for those idiots. I mean,
Scott,
if
you're funny.
well, I got a folder.
No, I was talking about Scott. He was talking about my son and his bicycle.
Okay.
Show him how to fix it once, and after that, it's on him. You're funny. It's true. He's only 4 years old, though, you know. So, my son is very thrifty. I'll tell you. For 4 years old, wow. And he's even riding the little Honda Beat. He's controlling the throttle, driving the Honda Beat. Of course, like I said, I keep a hand on the handlebars so they can't have an accident.
Did you show him your boat?
Oh yeah. Okay, out here, I don't know if you guys can see this, the yellow boat right there. Yellow orange boat, that is my boat. The one boat we were discussing earlier, the Micah Ella boat. And then if you walk down the beach here, which is hard to do now with the due to high tide, if you go down the beach here, 4 properties. I have another property there. It's 3,395 square meters with 19 meters, linear meters of beachfront. And so my other boat, my large boat, is down there. It's a bigger boat than these. These are small fishing boats. But my large boat is down there parked on the beach. We dry dock it and we push it up. It's up on a slight hill so you can't, the waves can't damage it, can't hit it. And then this boat is the Micah Ella boat. Karen out fishing on. And then I was telling you the story about James on his trip over here, the Hintatolo Island here, and then our island, Masbate. I was pointing this out earlier. Right over on the right side of the island, just past the island, we were sitting on Kalampang, so we were able to see past the island of Hintatolo. And James's boat came around the left side here, and we saw his boat coming. He's coming towards Kalampang, and all of a sudden the boat stopped, forward motion, and we see it drifting to the island. So we're like, holy crap, we're watching his boat drift. So the boat, his boat captain called the Kalampang. We have a small Coast Guard station there, 4-person Coast Guard station. And he called over there and had them send a rescue boat to drag him over, to bring him to Kalampang. So James's trip was quite eventful. And then while he was being towed, he sees the water spout, the tornadic water spout, you know, going up in the sky. And I have pictures of it from Kalampang side. He has pictures from the boat, but his pictures are much better, much higher quality. So yeah, that's the all right, HD, just whenever you can. I'm gonna try to do a little more live streaming on YouTube, and I'm very busy with all the activities and things I have going on here. I'm a very busy guy. I have a lot of content to share with you guys, a ton of content I can share with you.
You business, you know how to do business and make profit here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
You got to handle everything here. Just multiple businesses.
Right.
You're making profits. You know about alternative energy. You know about the law. You know how to fit in here. You're like the only white guy here for miles, right?
Yeah.
Many kilometers.
Yeah.
And you got a good bubble of people around you.
Right.
It's just,
And that's the most important thing, is have good, we're family. We're right here with the family.
Yeah.
A lot of guys say, I don't want to live near my wife's family, you know. The first thing to do is they want to run away.
yeah, you're zoomed in on me, so try to give them.
I will zoom in back on myself.
Give them a good.
Okay.
A
So
good video. The
yeah.
beach videos are always popular. Live streams on beach.
Right.
For Karen and I have been really good.
right. Well, anyway, we'll talk more about my boat later if you guys want to see the boat. Yeah, it does kind of look like the Atlantic, doesn't it? Only when you look out into the Atlantic, you don't see these islands out here. Okay, I'll show you the island. This is North and South Gigante Island. And then to the right, there's another island over here. That's the end of Panay Island. You see there's a big hump there. That's another island, a small island just off the coast of Carlos. And then over here is a little tiny bump next to another big landmass. To the right, that's Carlos, Panay, where I'm pointing. And Panay Island runs all the way. You see the mountains there? Panay Island runs all the way across and goes about to where I'm pointing my finger. That's about the direction of Kalibo. And then from there, Cataclan, and then Boracay. So, and then this is Masbate Island coming here, where I'm standing. And then that island over there is called Hintatolo Island. And if you follow Masbate Island around, it actually, from where I'm at, you can look at Masbate Island. I'm on the little peninsula down at the end of it. You can look at the very end, you'll see Kalampang, you'll see San Andreas. Keep going, blow up your picture, you'll see Quinyan and Tonga. That's fishing village. And then if you continue around, the island actually goes all the way down this direction to Katagan, Kawayan, Placer, that area. You'll see those on the map. Almost directly in front of me will be Milagros on this side of the Asid Sea, on this side of the Masbate Island. On the other side, you follow it up, you'll see Masbate City. That's where Masbate City is. And if you were to go back over to the left in this direction, you'll run into Aroroy. Aroroy is the gold area, gold-bearing area of Masbate Island. There's a lot of gold mines over in that area. That's about an hour and a half ride by motorcycle. The city of Masbate is about an hour and a half ride for us. And if we're gonna go all the way to the end of the island, it's about a 3.5 hour motorcycle ride. So kind of a windy road, you know. So that's Masbate. Let me go here, look at some of the questions now. Speaking of stories, Michael, every sub, while I have an experience with poops, I'd like to know your story, having to clean up after someone misaligned the valves. Well, we do have a poop story, but it's not exactly misaligning a valve. We were in Maui, and we were swimming in Maui. The submarine was anchored out, and we were using a small craft to get back and forth to the island of Maui from where we were parked right outside the main city there. And anyway, we're all swimming in the water, and when the tanks are full, when you're in the ocean, we blow the tanks out to sea. So we're all swimming in the ocean, and all of a sudden, the below decks watch is blowing the poop tanks. Oh my God. Talk about getting out of the water quick. Is when you blow the poop, here come the whales, here come the fish, here come everything that wants to eat that, you know? And out there are sharks, so we hustle out of the water really quick. That's my only poop story I can share with you right now. So anyway, oh yeah, from Chesapeake Bay you can, yeah, there's a couple there. You're right. Now I'm pretty familiar with the well. I've traveled all over the United States, and yeah, Scott, we do have gold mines here in Aurora, Masbate. You can look it up on Google. There's some very large gold mines here. They take quite a bit of gold from here. There's not a lot of small miners over in the Mobile area. I have some friends over there and relatives, and the Mobile area, there's mountains right up here, pretty high in the Mobile area, and they're digging right under the coconut trees. You know, they can dig a 1 square meter hole, and they're finding placer gold there. So it's pretty awesome. There's a lot of gold on Masbate, believe it or not. The problem with the mountains is here we do have NPA, New People's Army. Okay, so that's correct, exactly, HD. That's exactly why it was named that when the Spanish were here. But over in the Mobile area, I got some friends up there. You go in the mountains, the NPA are there. So even if you wanted to go up there and prospect for gold, you're going to have a lot of eyes on you, and you need special permits. Now, I don't even know. I haven't really looked into it much. I have my mine detector here, my gold detector here. It's a Mine Lab 3000. I bought it years ago. It still works. Sitting up in my garage there. I hardly ever use it because there's so much trash on the beach here. It's not even worth filtering through the garbage. Nobody had money here anyway. So what are you going to find? A few peso coins, you know? So anyway, I'm just pointing out the camera at the ocean right now. Let's see. Happy birthday. Someone's telling me happy birthday. I'll just give them a quick thank you. I have a lot of expat friends around here in the Philippines that I do share a lot of knowledge with, and they're my friend on Messenger and Facebook. You guys can always friend me on Messenger if you have any questions ever. Just look up Michael Lee White. You'll see me. I'm wearing a white t-shirt, like I don't know what it is, a 2025 New Year t-shirt, and my wife is standing next to me. I'm wearing a yellow t-shirt, but your guys are, okay, I went offline for a second. So anyway, I'd like to answer your questions. I've got about 35% of my battery left. I'll answer some questions for you guys, and then I'll go up and do some things around the house to help them in preparations for the birthday party. But I wanted to get down here with James. We're just enjoying the beach down here, living the good life. I planted these coconut trees here right on the beach. Everybody said they wouldn't grow because of salt water, but I guess that proves them wrong, huh? And what's beautiful about these are mini. These are the dwarf. So they're going to bear fruit right here, virtually at the ground level. Once they start bearing fruit, we'll be picking fruit right here from ground level. I'll show you another one here. This is another dwarf coconut tree, and you can see it just started producing. This one's about 5 years old and just started producing. Okay, I don't know if I can maintain, see how far I can get away from his mini. Here we go, we're live. Sorry guys, I went up to show you motorcycles up in my shed there, and I lost signal there. It jumps from antenna to antenna, and that's the problem. I walked away from the mini that James is using, we're using down here on the beach. And I walked away expecting my WAV link to kick in, and then it didn't kick in. I lost you guys.
You're gonna have to switch them manually.
Okay.
You gotta memorize what zone you're in, and exactly where you need to switch from one Wi-Fi to another.
Manually switch
Yes.
it. Yeah.
I haven't figured
I may
out
have
yet
to.
myself how to do that.
You just go to Wi-Fi. You can do it here. Just go to Wi-Fi like this.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. Yeah,
And
that
then
I
click
know,
here,
Yeah,
and then select the Wi-Fi you want.
yeah, I know how to do it manually. I don't know.
We're okay now. One of my relatives moved his here, JR, named after his wife and his daughter. The JR, what is it, JN. That's the initials of his daughter and his son. And we had a video James posted that I was going to post that had him working on the boat. His son is 7th grade, just like my daughter. And basically around 5 years old here, 6 years old, they start teaching them the fishing, the boys. Normally the girls don't learn it, but my daughters want to learn it too. So it's fine with me. I don't mind them learning everything they want to learn. That's awesome. Okay, we good now? All good now. Thank you. Thank you. So anyway, you guys, let's do some question and answers. You can ask me about anything you want. It's okay. I'm not shy. And I'll sit here on the beach and I'll try to answer them for you. James is down here now. I think he's working on his videos. My son keeps telling me happy birthday. So anyway, I have these glasses that get dark in the sun. Photo gray or whatever you call them. Anyway, yeah, you can buy them here in the Philippines. They have everything here. And my son is here with me now. He went fishing with us last night. He loves fishing with me, but the problem is that bedtime gets extended. There's another one of those. This is the son of Judith's son. She has twin sons. Judith, I was showed her on one of my other live feeds, I believe. For those of you who are single, yeah, I did read Poop Story HD. The one where the guy was going after the coffee cup, glued underneath the deck. Yeah, so I can imagine what happened to that coffee cup. Somebody set this guy up big time. That's funny. That's really funny. Yes, David, the gold mining here is hard rock mining in Aroroy. There is placer gold around up in Mobile area, different areas. You can find a lot of placer gold and hard rock in Mindoro, on Mindoro Island. But again, there's a lot of NPA in the mountains of Mindoro. I've been there. I've been in one of those houses one time, and I looked on the wall, and there was his certificate for New People's Army, right posted, framed on the wall of his house inside. The guy was a member of the New People's Army. Okay, so don't be afraid of NPA, guys. You mind your own business, they'll mind their own business. They don't mess with people here. Don't go mining in their area. I mean, why would you go in their backyard and try to find gold? Does that make any sense? You know, they're not going to put up with it. They're going to run you out one way or another. They're going to run you out. They don't want you there. You know, you shouldn't be there. Mind your own business when you live in the Philippines. Don't get in other people's business, and that's probably the best advice I can give anybody. It's just do your own thing. Nobody messes with you. That's awesome, David. Where do you live in California? That's awesome. I used to do a lot of placer mining in California. I didn't get into hard rock mining, although I've been in many hard rock mines in California, all the way around Palm Springs, on out to the Palm Desert area, Joshua Tree area. We've gone all over. There's literally mines all over the place out there. Just old mine shafts everywhere. I can tell you guys a story. I was out in where was it? It wasn't Palm Springs. It was the military base out there. Okay, there's a big Marine base out there in the desert. I forgot the name now. I'm just brain farting. That's my age getting to me, I guess. Anyway, I'll remember in a minute. But anyway, I was out there and we ran across a mine shaft, a vertical shaft. It was only about 30 feet deep, maybe 25, tall as a telephone pole, 25, 30 feet deep, you know, not very deep. So I had this bright idea that I'm going to tie off only thing I had was a nylon strap, 2-inch nylon strap. Those straps you use for towing, about a 1/4 inch thick. Well, I had a long one. So I dropped it down the mine shaft. Yep. Gets to the bottom, no problem. I tied it off. It was only about, you know, maybe 3 or 4 feet off the bottom. Good. I'm going to climb down this thing, right? Right. I start climbing down, and you can see the rocks on the side of the mine shaft. You put your foot on it, boom, they go to the bottom. You put your foot on another one, they go to the bottom. So you're not climbing down. I was literally sliding down a nylon strap until it burnt my hands. I let go and I fell. And guess what I fell on? I fell on the rocks in the bottom of the mine shaft that had fallen to the bottom, the other rocks, you know, the rocks in the bottom. I fell on top of the rock bed there and really screwed my back up. I think that's when I ruptured a disc in my neck. I'm snapping my head because shortly after I had to have surgery on my C5, C6 in my neck. And I broke the fibula, the tip of my fibula in my left leg. The tip broke on my ankle when I fell, when I hit. And I had big bruises on my back and I was a mess, but I had friends up top. So I stood up, I grabbed the strap, and I kind of hoisted myself up enough that I could tie the strap around my waist and then help these guys, assist them in pulling me up to the top. It was a guy and his son. His son was about 13. And they pulled me up the top of the mine shaft. I was using my hands and feet and clawing my way up, you know, to get out of there. But I made it out. Then we went to the military base and they gave me a scrub down on my wounds, my abrasions. Scrubbed them really good, hurt like hell, you know. Put me in a soft cast on my foot and then sent me on my way. I went back to my submarine, went to the military base there on the sub base, went to medical, and they take care of you. They hook you back up. So anyway, that was one of my mining stories. Yeah, pretty serious incident. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm a tough old coot. I'm not very big, I'll tell you. I'm only about 5'8.5", but I guess God made my body pretty tough. You know, I'm a pretty tough guy, so I take a lot of beating and still keep on going, you know. Yeah, it was. I'm reading your thing, yeah, your poop panada there. You're exactly right. That's so much funny. Ah, wow. It's a pretty good story. He took the wrench and hit it and broke it open. There comes the crap. And it's splattered, I'm sure, all over. Oh, man. That's a good poop story, all right? Anyway, I bet you guys have a lot of good stories from your military careers, huh? Yeah, Scott, it hurt a bit. You know, I only broke a couple bones in my life. I was on a motorcycle, V65 Magna. What is that? Honda Shadow, or Honda V65 Magna. We were riding, this is back in 81. We had gone to the beach. We were in school. We were going to sea school, learning some new sonar. And the students and I would run down to the beach there in San Diego. We'd take our motorcycles. We had an hour and a half for lunch, you know, 11 to 12:30. So we'd jump on our bikes, haul ass 20 minutes, pound down some beers, jump on the bikes and ride back, you know, get back to the base on time, run in the locker room, change clothes, haul ass to class, you're there on time, boom, just barely, you know. So we were coming back, we had been out drinking. I drank maybe 3 beers, right? I wasn't the driver, I was the passenger. And the guy was in a hurry to get back. And we went around a sharp corner there at Point Loma. We went around a sharp curve, he couldn't handle it, he hit the curb. The handlebar hit the telephone pole. Handlebar flipped around, ripped his guts open. I mean, just ripped him open from his legs, and his whole guts were hanging out. Threw him to the ground right there near the sidewalk. It knocked me over sideways on the motorcycle. It broke my femur in half, my right leg. It broke the femur in half. And it somehow, I was sitting on one side of the bike, okay? And I'm heading across an intersection of about, I don't know, what was it, 5 lanes. There was 2 lanes one way and a turn lane, and 2 more lanes the way we were going. There was 5 lanes there. I'm heading across this intersection right for the center divider. And I went, the hell with this, and I rolled off the bike. I tucked my head, no helmet, put my arms over my head, tucked and rolled, and I rolled and slid. They estimated 156 feet. I was about 5 feet from the center divider, and then I'm looking at cars coming at me. I'm just like pushing myself backwards, getting off the roadway, you know. So I'm sitting on the center divide, the ambulance comes, and I'm looking at my leg, right? we were probably doing about 60 when we hit the curb and the telephone pole. We were probably doing 55, 60 like that. We were moving pretty good. And it was a sharp corner. But anyway, yeah, I do get VA medical service in the Philippines on my back. I'm covered. My entire back is covered. My medical's covered because at one point I broke my teeth out. I have a permanent bridge here and it's breaking now. But I broke my teeth out up here being stupid. I'll tell you that story another time. But anyway, I broke my femur in the motorcycle wreck. I was laid up in the hospital for 2 weeks in traction before they finally got to me there in Balboa Hospital in San Diego and put a steel rod down my leg. And then I was basically on medical leave for I think 30 days or something. And then took me a year and a half to fully recover where I could walk again, walk and run again, and get energized again. So yeah, femurs are a pain in the ass to break. So I see HD you have oh wait, let me jump back. Do you still get VA medical? Yes, I do. I don't have private health insurance, but I do intend to get TRICARE here. I haven't signed up for it, and I don't know. I feel really good. I don't even feel like I want to do it. If I get seriously sick, you know, I'll jump on a plane and fly to Guam or something. I'm really damn healthy. I'm really healthy, guys. I have high blood. I do maintenance, only 10 milligram amlodipine. It's not that high. I think it's like 155 over 90. And so I maintain that down to about 120, 124 over 85, 90, like that, with 10 milligrams amlodipine. And I was taking cholesterol blocker for a while because my doctor said, oh, you got high cholesterol. And I was watching somebody's video on YouTube or Facebook about cholesterol and how our bodies really need cholesterol. We don't need to block cholesterol. And I eat a lot of fish. I eat healthy here. I don't eat a lot of rice. I do eat a lot of vegetables. And so it's, I try to stay very healthy here. You know, I stay active. That's the most important thing. H, you're saying you have chronic pain, right knee and back. One of the phrases you keep telling yourself is that it's just pain. It's a reminder. Yeah, we were all tough once growing up. You're right. You know, I don't know about James. He's over here now. He just got back. But I know when I was a kid growing up, we used to beat each other with sticks, throw rocks at each other. I mean, we had so many fights growing up, you know. A little of my history of my growing up, I can tell you guys a little bit about that while we're just sitting here. I grew up, I was born in Texas, El Paso, Texas. I was only there till I was about 2 years old, according to my mother. I don't remember crap. Moved from El Paso to Washington State, up to the Renton area. We lived in Renton area until I was 9. My mother married my stepfather. My mother had 4 children by my father, and they got divorced. And then she got married to my stepfather. He had 4 children. So now we're a family of 8. The youngest was my sister at the time. I think she was probably 7. No, we were younger when they got married, of course. I was probably about 5. My sister was 3. Okay. Then they had 3 children, so I have 3 half brothers. So we had a total of 11 in our family. 8 of us were living at once in the house, and then as they got older, they started moving out on my stepfather's side. And then on my mother's side, we moved, when I was 9, we moved from Washington, from Renton area, down to New Orleans. So we're in New Orleans for 2 years. My father was a preacher, Southern Baptist preacher there in New Orleans, in Algiers, Louisiana, the West Bank side of New Orleans. We lived there 2 years, then he gave up preaching. It wasn't good for him. Somebody else became the primary preacher in a big church there. I guess it was a voting thing. They voted another preacher in or something. I don't know. I don't know the details. I was only a kid then. But then we moved from New Orleans, from Algiers, we moved over to Laplace, Louisiana, out in the country. Had an old country home we lived in, had 12-foot ceilings on this sucker. Big old house, you know. And we had our big family, so we lived there, you know, and we used to do a lot of gardening and raising animals. I got my first horse there. I had about 2 or 3 horses there growing up until I was about 15. At 15, we moved up to Jackson, Mississippi, where my dad had a following of people that came from the other church who wanted him to come and preach to them. So we moved up to Jackson, and he became a part-time preacher, but he was also a machinist, working as a machinist and a welder and whatever. That was his primary trade. He was a very good welder and machinist. Then when I was 17, I joined the U.S. Navy. I told you guys about that, my delayed entry program, and then my active duty service. And I was stationed, first station was Pascagoula, Mississippi, Ingalls Shipbuilding, after I had completed my submarine school, A school, C school. Boot camp was in Orlando, Florida, going backwards. But after that, I got stationed in Pascagoula in the shipyard, in Ingalls Shipbuilding, Pascagoula, Mississippi. We spent about a year there. Then the submarine came out of dry dock there and out of overhaul, and we moved to Charleston, South Carolina. We were stationed home ported Charleston, South Carolina. Wow, Scott, I'm reading your message there. 5 knee operations by age 32, open heart in April. Holy crap, how old are you now, Scott? Both sides, the L4, L5s, both sides of C6. Wow. Sciatic nerves are pinched, massive arthritis in your body, right collarbone is dislocated. Well, you definitely win the prize for busted up, bro. That is busted up. I hope you're doing okay. If you're living in the Philippines, I'm sure you're doing better. Cholesterol is the foundation of many different hormones. Testosterone, estrogen in the body has to maintain a proper ratio. Right, you want your LDOs low and your HDL high, and right now that is the situation. I just had my blood work done. I shared it to a couple of expat groups. Well, I got a lot of negative comments on those people over there. But anyway, I did my checkup about a month ago, and my HDL is high, my LDL is low. I'm doing great. My blood pressure hadn't changed a bit. I'm doing something right. I think it's staying active. Okay. I'll get back to my story in just a minute here. Skull fracture across your forehead and a few more things. Wow, Scott, 59 years old. Wow, you are lucky to be alive, I'll tell you. All that, and you're still going. Amazing. You get out much? Do you run? Do you exercise? Are you able to do anything other than sit around now? I know you said you had sciatica. Ah, you're in Virginia. Okay, Waynesboro. I've been to a couple places in Virginia, and I was working in the shipyard there for a while for a company. We were doing hydroblasting the paint off of ships, and I was a hydrocat operator and operated the 40,000 psi guns to shoot paint off the ship. So yeah, I was also a superintendent there down in the shipyard there in Virginia. I forgot the name of the ship we were doing. God, it's been a lot of years. Anyway, you're getting fit now. You lost 121 pounds. Wow. I'm live again. Lost you guys there for a second. Yeah, exactly right, Scott. It's a huge blaster with water. We use water. Okay, you went to Charleston HD for A school, C school. Nice. You went to upstate New York for prototype training. Okay, had the option to stay in South Carolina for prototype. Very nice. I've only been to upstate New York one time. I went to, I know the town of Rome, and what was the other one north of that? That was a story. Boy, we were riding to upstate New York to go visit a friend's family for Christmas, and we left South Carolina, and we were driving with a guy in a Cadillac, big old Cadillac he owned, and the guy didn't want to stop to let us take a pee. I mean, we drove for miles. My battery, I was actually bent over double. I had to pee so bad, the guy wouldn't stop his damn car. He wanted to get to a certain point before he stopped. Unbelievable driver. But we made it. I'm still alive. Boy. Oh. So, wow. Anyway, back my story there growing up. I guess I was at the point of Jackson, Mississippi, joined the military. Stationed in Pascagoula, then on to South Carolina. Charleston. From Charleston in 1983, I did a med run, Northern Atlantic run on my first submarine. We were in North Atlantic area under the Arctic ice and crossed the Arctic Circle. Came down, we did a Mediterranean run, Caribbean runs. everything you do going places in the Navy goes on nuclear submarines, you know. We were there, we did that. I went to Italy, we went to Portsmouth, Italy and Lima, Portugal. We went to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, or Portsmouth, England, excuse me. Portsmouth, England, also to Scotland, to Glasgow. Went to Glasgow. And that was the end of my first marriage. After that submarine, my first ex-wife had a new boyfriend, and the word got to my submarine that she was going to leave me. The ombudsman told us she had a new boyfriend. The captain sent me back on emergency leave, and I flew back through Rodheim, Germany, from Scotland to Germany and back to Delaware, and then down to South Carolina. Walked in the house. I knocked on the door. The lady that was staying there with her, she opens the door. I go in. I went straight to the bedroom. There was nobody there but her and the kids. And she said, "Oh, you're home." I said, "Yeah, I came home to divorce you and make sure that you didn't take everything I own." So that was the end of that relationship. She moved out, moved over to her neighbor's house in her military. She was right in military housing, having a boyfriend come over, her kids, and talking to the kids next door. And you know, word spreads fast in military housing. My God, you think you can have a boyfriend screw around when you're married? That didn't last her long. Anyway, Scott, congratulations, from 418 down to 297. Wow. Continue on. Congratulations. You'll make it more. You'll get all the way down. And then once you get your knees done, you know what? You're going to be healthy again. I know a lot of people who had knee surgery, double knee surgery done, and they're very healthy, very, very healthy now. That's very awesome. I applaud you. Really, congratulations. Big applause for that. So, okay, back to what I was talking about there. South Carolina, first wife, gone. Okay. Went bar hopping a bit. South Carolina. Met my next to be wife. She was much older than me. I was 29. She was 47. Hottie, cutie at 47. Wow. My first wife had 4 kids. They weren't mine. 1 boy, 3 girls. My second wife had 3 kids, 3 girls, not mine. I'll skip on up to my third wife. My third wife had 2 kids. She was from Mexico. So my second wife, first wife, I was only married to her a couple years. Second wife, I stayed married to her for about, we were together 14 years total. So when I got ready to retire from the Navy, they took 1/3 of my pay and gave it to her. So when I got married third time to a Mexican lady. She was actually in the U.S. Navy. She was on a ship for the hydro boats, the big cats that go on the water cushion, you know, hydro cats or whatever. Anyway, she was, I forgot what they call them now. That's been a lot of years, dudes. Anyway, I'll remember all this coming back to me, but she was on the ship that supported LSD. She was on LSD. 49 was the name of her ship. On top of the nuclear reactor, at least see it. I did look into the hole many times to try to glean what I could about the reactor for my qualifications, but mostly it was book learning. But yeah, I've been over the reactor many times. You have to pass over the reactor to get back to the engine room. So you have your reactor space, you have, you know, your watertight doors. So you go from forward compartment, you have bow compartment on the 637 class, has a few more watertight doors than a 688 class. 688 has the watertight door before the reactor, watertight door after the reactor. And then the engine room, 637 class, we have a bow compartment, and then after the bow compartment, we have their operations compartment. Then there's another watertight door, reactor compartment. Then you have another watertight door. Then you have a machinery space, machinery 2, because machinery 1 is down below in the operations compartment. Machinery 2 space is in the back of the reactor. And then after the machinery space, you have another watertight door, and then you go into the engine room. Okay, so you have a lot of watertight doors on 637 class submarines. 5,000. Wow, very nice. My advice for younger guys be before they get married. Are you planning to marry a Filipina is the question. But for younger guys, before you get married, don't marry an older woman. That's my first advice to you, or anyone with children. Okay. Here, once you're older, it doesn't matter. But as a young guy, make your own family. You'll be closer to your wife, and you'll probably have a longer term marriage. If you're doing the Philippine thing, it'll last a lifetime. Okay. If you get married and have children, you'll be married for a lifetime. You have a good wife. You have a good woman. In most cases. Younger guys, if you're coming here to the Philippines, don't get your woman from a bar. There's a lot of beautiful women in other places other than bars, okay? In the malls. You'd be surprised how many will smile at you as you go by. You know, if you're single, just hanging out in the mall. If you like the girl, or you're attracted to her, think she's beautiful, whatever, just walk by. Hi, how are you? You know, I noticed your smile there. You have such a beautiful smile, you know. Introduce yourself and off you go. It's very simple. Philippines is pretty easy. But for younger guys, establish your career and then think of marriage. Don't just jump into marriage like I did at 19 years old. What an idiot I was, okay? My first wife was 27 and I was 19. She had 4 kids. Second wife was 47. I was 29. She had 3 kids. My third wife was 4 years older than me, and she had 2 boys. They were already grown. The last one was in 12th grade when I met her, and then he graduated. And older kids, 2 boys. And the other thing about having the children from another wife, especially in the U.S., you're going to hear from them, "You're not my father." And that's a heartbreaker. When you marry into a family and you want to be a father, you want to be a father figure, she has her own children already, you have no children. Your goal is to become a father at some point, or father children, you know, be a dad, and the child to stand up in your face and tell you, "You're not my father." You know, that's really heartbreaking. So younger guys, get your career established, find yourself a good woman, and then date her for a long time before you marry her. Don't just jump into marriage. You had a family member that went into subs, but something happened. He came back on a psychic medical discharge. All I know, he was a nuclear tech, submerged, something happened, came up. Okay, well, a lot of things can happen, and they do, Scott. And I've had friends that totally freaked out on submarines. The table turned on them by a other country's submarine. Got prosecuted heavily by surfer ship submarines on top of their every move, and the guy went nuts. You know, it was too much for his body. I don't know. There are a lot of weak-minded people in the world, and you don't know it until something happens. Okay, not to throw fault at anyone who's weak-minded, but they just can't handle life as a lot of us can. Okay, so. There are a lot of people like that when put under stress or under any kind of stressful environment, they can't handle it. They lose it. And I don't know if you heard, there was just a guy recently that committed suicide at the boot camp there in Chicago, jumped off the building. You know, we had him doing it in Florida. You know, couldn't even handle boot camp. But that's terrible. Yeah, nuclear tech. My brother met his Filipina in a bar. He's been married over 25 years. He was lucky. Yes, Scott, if you met her in a bar, my question would then be, was it a lady who was from the city, or was it a lady who was from the province? Because if you're lucky, you'll find a great provincial woman. Thank you, HD. Yeah, they're always second to the children. That's a downfall. That's something that just don't do it, you know. But yeah, there are 3 races: ETs, MMs, and EMs. Yes, and you can go as special as an ELT, but the ELT, I believe, are MMs. The MMs can do ELT. and they do all the monitoring. ELTs do all the monitoring in laboratories, check out the nuclear plant, things like that. Yeah, that's a special thing. Yeah, exactly. So, yep, Subic Bay Area. Yeah, Subic Bay Area. He's very lucky. He probably met a girl who in Subic back in the day, 25 years ago. Subic was a provincial town. Okay, it had a lot of bars there, but it was provincial. When I was there in the 90s, 91, it was provincial. I came in 90 on the USS Chicago, spent 10 days here. I came back and I spent 4 days in Subic area. So I've been there, I've done it. I've occupied the bars and picked up girls and done all the sailor things that you can do in Subic. And it's not my lifestyle. Now I'm very, very happy doing what I do. You know, I married a provincial girl who was in the city in Manila. I met her online. Okay, I did everything right. We were online on Mambu, a site called Mambu, and we met, said hi, and chatted. That was my wife today. Okay, my first girlfriend here. I was getting to that when I was doing the 4 kid, 3 kid, 2 kid, right? My first girlfriend after I split with my third wife, I was online, Plenty of Fish is the name of the site, and I was chatting and some girl said hi to me, a cute little Filipina, right? She looked young, very nice looking, and so I started chatting her. I guess I chatted her about 2 months. Told me she was from Palm Springs area. So I was interested. I told her, hey, you know what? I'm only in Temecula, California. I'm going to just come up there this weekend. We'll go to dinner. You know, I'll come up see you and we'll go to dinner. We'll meet in person. Oh, wait. You cannot. I'm not in Palm Springs. I'm in the Philippines. So anyway, so obviously that meeting didn't happen, right? But what happened is we chatted enough, got to know each other, I thought enough, that we wanted to meet in person and see if we wanted to date. So she flew into Florida. She was a U.S. citizen. Her father was a doctor in the U.S. in New York when she was growing up, and she had gotten her citizenship there from him. And she had 3 apartments in Florida, had another place in Palm Springs, around the Tampa area, Plant City, Tampa area in Florida is where she had 3 apartments, and then she had a condo or apartment in Palm Springs, and she has several businesses in place, or several places she owns in the Philippines here. I'm going to get to the questions in just a minute. I'll just tell the story about this ex-girlfriend. Then her name was Karen, and you run across her, don't date her. She's a liar, big liar. Anyway, her name was Karen. She was of the Sanchez family, but she was married. Her Sanchez family, it was a renowned family in the Leyte area. Okay, and her first cousin is Karina Sanchez, who is on the news. She's a channel. I think she works for GMA7. Karina Sanchez. So if you watch the news here in the Philippines, you'll run across Karina Sanchez. Anyway, that was her first cousin. So the family is wealthy. She's wealthy. My ex-girlfriend's wealthy by Philippine standards, well off. You know, single. Tells me she's 51 years old, my age, or she's 50. Tells me she's 50, and I'm 51 at the time. You know, I'm okay with dating older women, good-looking women. You know, you saw my past. I dated older women my entire life. I married them. So here I am with her. I'll get to you, Scott, back in your introduction here in just a minute. But I'll discuss that with you in just a minute. But no, don't give up just yet, Scott. Okay, just wait a minute. I'll get to your. We'll address that question about the Philippines. That's a very, very good point you just brought up, and we'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, you watch Karina Sanchez HD. Yeah, she's married to Mar Rojas now, and I'm going to tell you guys a funny story about her. I shared it with James already. I don't think he recorded it. Maybe he didn't, but I'll share the story with you guys about Karina. Karina used to date Mr. Aquino. And those of you who know Mr. Aquino, he became the president of the Philippines. Before President Duterte, it was Aquino. Okay, he was the yellow shirt, or I think the national group, whatever they call it here. I don't know. I'm not into politics. Don't push me on that. I don't want to get into politics. Anyway, Karina Sanchez used to date Mr. Aquino. And she came over to with Mr. Aquino. They drove over to BF Homes in Parañaque, where we were living, very rich subdivision. We were in phase 6A. And he drove over there with Karina. And Karina came to the door, and he was parking the car. So she got out, she came to the door, greeted my girlfriend there that I was dating. And, you know, they do the normal Filipino greeting, blah, blah. Come on in, you know, let's have a seat. They were sitting at the kitchen table. And then Mr. Aquino finished what he was doing. He came to the door. They had left the door open. I came to the door or no, maybe she had shut the door behind her, but he came to the door. I think he knocked. I don't recall exactly, rang a doorbell or knocked, but my ex gets up, she goes to the door, tells him, oh, you can just go down, the maid's quarters, they have food there, you can just go down there and have some coffee and the maids will take care of you. She thought he was the driver for Karina only. And this guy became the president of the Philippines. That's freaking hilarious. So afterwards, Karina's goal in life was to become the first lady of the Philippines. And it still is her goal. I mean, if she could do it, she would be there. She'd be the first lady of the Philippines. But that was her goal in life. So after dating Mr. Aquino, hoping that she could be the first lady, they broke up. Their relationship didn't work out. So Aquino broke up with her. Then she started dating Mar Rojas. And then she and Mar Rojas got married. Mar Rojas ran for president. Mar Rojas did not get elected. He ran against Duterte. Duterte got elected. Mar Rojas then he was working under Aquino. He was the guy who received all the money when Yolanda came through. I'm not sure if you guys remember Yolanda. When Yolanda came through, I was living over in Rojas. I was in Panay Island, in Rojas City, in Milli-Billy, when Yolanda hit. And Mar Rojas was the person in charge of whatever branch of government, DPWH, I believe, Department of Public Health and Welfare, I believe was Mar Rojas's job at the time. So Mar Rojas ran for president against Duterte, did not get elected. So Karina's hopes of becoming the first lady were kind of dashed at that point, because after Duterte, then Marcos ran and was elected with Duterte's daughter, who currently they run the country. Anyway, we're not going to discuss politics. I don't like discussing the politics of this country. But that's what happened. That was the story of my ex-girlfriend and her relationship with the high-ups in the country. And I broke up with her. I had been in country. I came here November. I broke up with her in December. 1 month. And I was fed up. I didn't even like the relationship I was in. But I had made the mistake of telling her I want to break up, and all my passports and all of my personal belongings were still in her house. Everything was in her house. Okay? So I put my head down between my legs and said, okay, we're going to do this again. We're going to do it right this time, and we're going to date her again until we learn more about Philippine life. We learn more about this country and how to live and survive here on our own without anybody. So I went back to her. Sorry, you know, I think I made a mistake, blah, blah, blah. We're dating again. And we dated, I think, about 11 months. Almost a year, 11 months. And at that point, I was at a knowledge level that I was so comfortable with the Philippines that I would spend every day with her dad. And he was 78 years old. I would spend every day with him. And boy, did I get some knowledge from that man. He was my mentor. And if you can get a mentor here in the Philippines when you come here, I highly recommend you spend as much time as you can with a mentor and really learn the country well. Learn how to read Tagalog, even if you don't speak it. Learn how to read it. It's very simple to read Tagalog. Okay, the pronunciation is different from American, but it's easy to read Tagalog. It's simple. I can read Tagalog like I'm reading English now, including Tagalog songs. Sometimes I'll karaoke and I'll pretend like I'm a singer, singing their music and mess them all up. I change the words on them. I can mess them up good. So anyway, that was the story of my first relationship with a Filipino here, and she had one child. So I went from 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. And then I met my wife today, who had no children. 28 years old, I think, when we first met. Her birthday was in February. And when we first met, she was 28. And I was 51. So we met, we started dating. Our first date was at the Pizza Hut at Philinvest Mall. And because I was still living in Parañaque. And I was living in the spa. I had built a spa business called Let's Tone It Spa there in BF Homes. And I built the business. I'm the one who hired workers and totally built everything. Beautiful spa. Absolutely gorgeous. I had so many customers. I had 6 massage beds there. We were doing lipo-cavity, non-invasive lipo-cavity, using machines we had bought from China. We were doing massage and nails. We didn't do hair. I didn't want hair cutting and have hair all over a massage parlor. So we didn't do nails, but hair. We did nails only, foot spa, and doing pedicure, manicure. I had 5 therapists working for me. And as soon as I started chatting to my girlfriend, I'll get to all your questions. I'm going to back up and get to all your questions here in a minute, guys. I'll shut up and get to that, and then we'll continue. But anyway, I broke up with that lady. I met my girlfriend. As soon as one of the therapists was good friends with my ex-girlfriend, and she told her, "Oh, Mike's got a new girlfriend. He's chatting another girl." And I was in the spa that I had formed with my girlfriend, and it just so happened that her dad's wife, her father's wife, the old man, the 78-year-old, he had a very young wife also. She's in her 40s. Her name is Nancy. She's a very good friend of mine still to this day. We still chat all the time. But Nancy, the name of the spa was in her name. The business, everything was in her name, because my ex-girlfriend didn't want to put it in her name. You know, she was probably as corrupt as they come. I'm not going to go into everything she did on Mindoro, but she's got some land over in Mindoro she was selling over there. And corruption is her middle name, I can just tell you that. That was part of me getting rid of her, dumping her. I just can't deal with people like that. High, snooty, corrupt. Boy, what a combination, I'll tell you. All right, anyway, I'm going to back up here. Let me get to your questions and your statements, and let's look at your stuff. I'll get to Scott here in a minute. I want to discuss your, if we can, we'll discuss your girlfriend a little bit. So I guess you're next on the list that we were talking about. Laugh Out Loud debate, Palm Springs to Philippines. Yeah, that was quite the bait and switch, I'll tell you. And then we end up meeting in Florida, you know. Scott, you've been introduced to a Filipino who's 33 years old with a 13-year-old daughter. She and I are hitting it off. Are you saying I should back off? And yeah, they were very rich. You watch Karina. Okay. So Scott, I think you should watch for the red flags. And number one red flag, does she ask you for money? If she's ever asked you for money, for support, and you're only dating her, and she's here with a 13-year-old daughter, dump her. Just dump her. No good. You'll find another one with no kids. You know, you'll find one that doesn't ask for money, who doesn't ask for support. Because if she's got a 13-year-old and she's talking to you, I don't know how good the friend was that introduced you. If it's an American guy, probably you got a good girl there. You could have a good girl there, possibly. But if she's asking for money, that is number one red flag in the Philippines. Okay? So if you're dating anybody, it goes for anybody here that's dating anybody. Number one red flag. If they ask you for a peso, then obviously they're not going to be the right girl for you. Okay? They're already pretending you're their ATM. And once you get with them, you're definitely their ATM. Okay? And they'll suck you dry, getting whatever they want. Okay? So Never date a girl that's asking you for money. That's rule number one. Okay, I'm going to read down through these other things here. Yes, HD, they are. The mentors here are essential for you guys coming here. If you really haven't found HD, I'll be your mentor. You can ask me anything you want to know. I think you've been here long enough, though, that you probably know as much as I do. There may be some things I know different than you because of where I live and where you live. But if you need help in anything, feel free to ask, all of you. I'd love you to ask questions because I can help you in some aspects. Okay, she's never asked for anything. You were introduced to her from a lady you knew, or that you do know, here in the Philippines. Okay. Now, what I would do, Scott, I don't want to dig into your personal life, but it's totally up to you at this point. Nobody can make a decision for you. If you think the relationship is not a good one, then back out. If you don't want to raise a 13-year-old, back out, because you will. She's with her mother, and you'll be there. You're raising her, you know. You can look at the daughter's Facebook if you have her as a friend. Follow closely along on her Facebook to find out what type of person she is. Follow along closely in the mother. Look back in her past, as far back as you can look. If it's a brand new Facebook page, she's hiding something from you, okay? Find out as much as you can about the father, if she's willing to talk about it. If she's not willing at all to talk about it, it might be another red flag, because the father can be a big interruption in a relationship here with a woman with kids, okay? If she is no, you can't marry her without paying for an annulment, and you're going to pay for that. That's 250 to 400,000 pesos to get an annulment. And don't wait on divorce law to get passed, okay? It's coming, but with the stipulations in the divorce law, you basically got to be short of murder to get a divorce here. So don't wait on the divorce laws to come into effect. That ain't going to happen. If she's married, dump her. Okay, that's about all I'm going to say about your relationship. Because you'll hear a lot of advice from a lot of people, and I don't know your relationship. I don't know your relationship with her. But I can tell you this, get too heavily involved until you meet her and if you've never met her in person, back off the money thing, back off everything. Chat as if she's a girlfriend you're chatting in the US. Don't give her nothing, okay? You need to meet a girl in person here. I'll give this advice for anybody watching this channel or anybody. 20-year-old, Scott, you say you have a 20-year-old daughter from your previous 20-year marriage. Okay, and also talk to your daughter. Your 24-year-old daughter, I don't know how old your girlfriend is, but I'm assuming she's in her 30s, 35 maybe, if she's got a 13-year-old, because that's about the time they get pregnant here. Normally, they get into college, they won't get pregnant until they're 22, 23, 24 years old. If she got pregnant at 18 or in high school, 17, that's probably a big red flag there too. You know, look at all aspects of your relationship with her. Talk to your daughter. Okay, she's never been married. Okay, that's a good thing then. But hi Ray, good afternoon. How are you? Is it afternoon already? We've been talking that long?
12:10. Yeah.
12:10. Wow. Guys, we've been chatting a long time, huh?
Make sure you don't private this video, because I think you're giving a lot of good advice to people who watch this.
I'll make sure I don't private it. I do have that mistake on my Facebook, that on my YouTube, that everything I was posting was going private. I went in this morning, I changed it.
Get no views.
I changed it to public, everything.
Okay, good.
But I'll definitely make this one public for you guys. James, you got any advice for a guy who is got a girlfriend who is, well, you did say she was 33. She's 33 years old with a 13-year-old daughter, and it's a guy named Scott Smiley. Is that your real last name, Smiley?
I know who he is. He's
Okay.
a long-time subscriber on our channel.
Okay, good, Scott. You're a subscriber, James. But James will give you some advice now.
I really think there's hope, because he's not spending money.
Good.
You know, he doesn't ask for any money.
Yeah. That's good. That's a, it's already eliminated.
They communicate. They do a video call.
Yeah. Are you video calling all the time? Communicating, Scott? You are, yes? Okay.
Karen was busy, but if we had time, we would video call. But we were both
Yeah.
really busy. So.
Right. And also, that's great advice from HD. You need to video call the mother and the father, Scott. Both of them, they speak English. A lot of times they won't, but your girlfriend can be there with them and interpret for you if they need to. Meet the father, meet the mother, talk to them in person, get to know them. So yeah. Hi Tito, George's Travel. Thank you. I appreciate you joining us. I've been on YouTube for a long time, but I just haven't been posting anything. My daughters were posting little dance videos and things. But I'm going to start doing it more because I feel that people have a need for knowledge for here, for the Philippines. James is right here in front of me. And I do feel that people here really need to know what's going on and how to handle themselves, conduct themselves in the Philippines. If they want to come here or want to date Filipinos, or you want to marry one and move her to the States, you know, don't just marry them for eye candy. They won't work out. I got another story I could share with you about my own father, okay, who came here at the age of 76, came here single. I had hooked him up with a dating site, let him pick the girls that he thought he was most attracted to or interested in. And lo and behold, he was interested in a girl who was 18 years old. And the girl lived not far from me. She lived in Parañaque, and she lived under a tree in a lean-to with her folks down off of, what's that road? Santos Road, whatever, Dr. Santos Road in Parañaque. She lived across on the other side by the water, by the railroad tracks. Okay. So my dad says, oh, this is one for me. I want to meet her, you know. So we contacted the girl, gave her our location in Las Piñas where we live. And she came to visit in Las Piñas. They met in person, hit it off right away. The girl was very anxious because she had met a foreigner, quick to jump in the sack with him. Okay. And he was so happy, you know, here he is in the Philippines, 76 years old with an 18-year-old. He was just tripping, you know, this girl now. So we tried to warn him, this is not the way to go, Dad. You know, he didn't listen to me at all. He didn't listen to my wife. He didn't listen to my relatives that were there. One of my relatives, she had left her phone. She was in the bedroom with him, left her phone in the living room. He was looking at her Facebook, right? He was looking at her private conversations on Messenger. And she was chatting another guy, Filipino guy, and had a date for that weekend with another guy. And was in bed with my dad at the time. And he's reading it. And he's telling us about it. So I didn't hold back. I told my dad straight up, hey, Dad, this is not the girl for you. This girl has another date this weekend. She's going to make an excuse, and she's not going to be here with you this weekend. I promise you. I said, watch what happens. So it was like Wednesday, you know? So funny. Come Friday, she's telling me, oh, sob story. Oh, I'm so sorry. I cannot be with you. My parents tell me I have to come home. I cannot bring you to my house to meet them yet. I have to go home now. I have to help my mother with laundry and the chores and blah, blah, blah. But I'll be back. I'll come on Monday and see you. Blah, 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 blah. Giving him the old cry and sob and dance story, and boom, off she went. My dad still didn't want to believe us. We told him everything that was going to happen. It happened. And he didn't want to believe us. He was hooked on this 18-year-old. So I'm going to get back to all of my remarks and comments here in just a second, guys. I'm chatting and I don't have my glasses on. I see him coming up at the... Oh, I'm live now. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I dropped off. You know what? With my own father, I'm going to go back here to your comments. Let's check everything. Father split when he found out she was pregnant. Yeah, that figures, Scott. That happens here all the time. If he's gone, she was never married to him. She's 13-year-old daughter. That lady's been having a hard life. If she's not asking you for money and she's working hard,
Could be good.
I think you might have found yourself a good one. James said the same thing. Could be a good one. What I recommend then is you need to meet her in person. Come here to the Philippines. meet her in person, meet her family, spend a week or two here, okay? And then Ray's going to head this way in a couple of weeks, he says. Very nice, Ray. I hope to meet you. So, Tito George, you're a radar SATCOM guy. Yeah, Scott, go for it. Whoops. Let me read this one. I've hired an attorney that I'm meeting with this Monday morning. About your... Are you planning to get a prenup? You're in the U.S. Why would you meet with a U.S. attorney? I'm meeting with this Monday morning. I'm missing something, Scott. 1 month there, 1 month here. What do you mean 1 month there and 1 month here? I'm not following you correctly. Scott's in the U.S., correct, James? Scott's in the U.S. So you're going to come here, you want to do a month, and then go back home for a month? Ask James if Karen is watching my Boudot shorts.
I think she is.
He thinks she is, Ray. And I was watching this morning. That's him right there? Hey, hold on just a second. Here you go, Ray. Okay, I don't know if you're on the phone. Let's see if I can get an angle there and show him. Yeah, it's you. You're dancing, huh? Go out for it. You got it, bro. Yeah, we can do that out here on the beach too, you know? I'll dance out here. Yeah, that'd be cool. Ray, you got to come over here and get on the beach. I got 4 ladies over here. We'll sit down with you with your podcast. I guarantee I can bring you 4 single girls here to your podcast. You can yak all day long with them. They love it. And they do speak kind of good English too. Yeah, you're funny, Ray. That's cool. Scott, she's coming to the U.S., then I am going to the Philippines. Wow. Okay. Let me catch up. I must have missed something seriously. Is she how long have you been dating her, Scott? Because I got lost in this one. Okay. She's coming to the U.S., then I'm going to the Philippines.
Maybe they're just talking, just planning.
That's planning. I guess that's planning then. Okay, so are you planning to do a fiance visa? You going for a K1 fiance visa, maybe? The only way, I'll tell you, if you want her to go to the U.S., it's good 5 months. You've been chatting for 5 months. Okay. Just a minute, guys. Bear with me. I'm going back. I'm missing a lot, I think, on what Scott was saying. Okay. All right. So, all right. Okay, Scott, I got you. I caught up. I'm not slow like that. I'm really kind of quick at catching on to things. All right, Scott. So you've been dating this girl.
It looks like we're buffering. There it goes. It's going.
Okay, you've been dating this girl for 5 months. Okay, that's a short period of time. So I think you're going to meet with an attorney to try to set everything up for a K1 visa application to have your girl fly to the U.S. to meet you in the U.S. I believe that's what you're getting to. And that is a very good way to do it, and have her there for 1 month only, because once she goes there on a K1 visa, then you have 90 days to marry her. Okay, so to revert and come straight back to the Philippines,
You can't. The
I
US
don't-
visa law doesn't allow it.
I don't think they allow that either.
It won't allow it. She'd have to stay in the United States for something.
6 months, 9 months,
a
something
long
like
time,
that.
Yeah. If you're gonna do K1, Scott, you really can't be living over.
Yeah, Scott, I think you need to really look into the visa program.
Scott, you can get a CNOMAR, a certificate of no marriage.
Yeah, you can get a CINEMAR, which is your certificate
gotta
of
get
not
hers,
being
too.
married, that you've never been married, or your CINEMAR will actually state that you have capacity to marry,
And Michael,
that you were married, divorced.
you should get one for her too to make sure she's telling the truth, because she's never been married.
Exactly.
You
You need to
get
get her CINEMAR as well. She can get that here in the Philippines. because you definitely need proof she was never married. There are a lot of girls here who will say, oh, I'm single, until you spend all the money and come here, and all of a sudden these girls are saying, oh, you know, I'm really married. Oh, they lie all the time like that. That happens to a lot of foreigners, okay? So
Scott
be
says
extremely
she will be a
careful.
tourist.
Huh?
She says she will be a tourist. Scott,
Okay.
they don't allow poor Filipinos to be tourists in the United States. If she's
Yeah.
a rich politician, or a politician's wife, or a doctor or something, maybe. But they do not let regular average Filipinos go to the United States on a tourist visa. They need to change it. I'm mad as hell about it. If I return to the United States, I'm going to start a major problem.
Okay, guys. James is telling me, and he's right. He's absolutely right. You're not going to get a K-1 visa and get her to the U.S. And even if she's going there as a tourist, let me tell you what it takes to be a tourist. And maybe she has the capacity for it. Okay? Does she have a job? Number one. Does she have a bank account and her own income in the bank account? Okay? Does she own property or a business in the Philippines? If all of those answers are yes, she has all of that already, then you're a very lucky man because you got a really good woman. Okay? Now, if the answer is no to any of those, and she goes in for an interview at the embassy, the U.S. Embassy, for a tourist visa, she's going to go in to try to get a tourist visa, and she doesn't meet all the, can't check mark all of those.
Michael, Scott would probably do well to talk video call with you or me, or
Yeah.
both of us.
Yeah.
Because I've run the gamut on this as well. Michael knows more, but that's my Facebook, Scott.
Wait, I got to turn it around the other way.
If you can see it.
Let me flip the camera.
If that's my Facebook, you're welcome to friend me and message me on Messenger, and we can video call, and I'll tell you what I know about the law and what's messed up and what you can actually do versus what you aspire to.
Right.
Because it's really hard to bring a Filipino to the United States. You can do the K-1 visa, but you're going to be stuck there. If you get that fiancé visa, you got to stay there until
Period of time.
yeah, for a long time.